Hi everyone, welcome back to Essy Cooks. In this video, we're going to make creamy miso chickpeas with harissa. So this is a one-pot dish made with chickpeas that is so delicious. It's so creamy, it's so packed full of flavor. I mean, we have miso in there, we have harissa, and we have coconut milk, which is going to make it taste so good. So let's get started. We're going to start with 1 can of chickpeas that are rinsed and drained. Now in this video, I'm making a double batch, but I'm going to give you the ingredients for a single batch. Now I've got a large pot or a Dutch oven on medium heat, and I'm going to add a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil and then half of a diced yellow onion. So I'm going to add that right into the pot and cook it down for about 3 to 4 minutes until those onions are nice and fragrant and translucent. Now, of course, pretty much like anything we're making is going to have onion and garlic, yum. So I've got about 3 cloves of minced garlic there. I'm just going to cook that down for about 1 minute, and then I'm going to add in a heaping tablespoon of harissa paste. This is so flavorful and so delicious. So, sorry, that fell right in. Don't worry, we're going to make this work still. Sometimes that happens when you're cooking and filming and doing all the things. So we're going to add in that heaping tablespoon of harissa. My dog is here if you can hear some background noise. Sorry about that. Make sure you subscribe if you're liking the channel so far. Now, if for some reason you cannot find harissa paste, please let me know in the comments and I'll give you sort of a spice blend that you can use instead to give this a really good flavor. But if you can find harissa paste, highly recommend it. I mean, it's just so delicious. So look how beautiful that, if you could smell it, it smells so good. I didn't want to waste any of that harissa, so I'm just going to swish a little bit of water around the jar and make sure that I'm getting it all in there. We're also going to be adding some miso paste in here, which is going to add more umami to the dish. So it's going to add a ton of depth and flavor. Now I'm using a Shiro miso. This is my absolute favorite brand. You can get a big thing of this. I'm going to use 1 heaping tablespoon of miso paste. Now, I ran out and I'm making a double batch, so luckily I had another one in the fridge. But like I said, this one, if you can find it, it's more flavorful for some reason. It just has so much more flavor. I mean, miso is basically a fermented soy paste product. It's so delicious, it's good for your gut, it's so flavorful, but of course it comes in all different variety of strengths, flavors, colors, everything like that. So you can experiment with that if you're not used to using miso and see which ones that you like. You can even add the miso closer to the end, but I'm just adding it at the start because I want to be really hands-off. I want to throw everything in here and just allow that to simmer. This is a one-pot meal that comes together fast. It's also freezer friendly, which I love, so it's just a great one to make a double batch of, and you can save some for later. So I added in the chickpeas now directly into the pot with everything here. I'm going to give those a good mix. We're going to let all of those flavors kind of meld together. And now 1 can of coconut milk. I recommend full fat coconut milk for this. It's going to add more flavor. It's going to be creamier and more delicious. So for some reason the fat from the coconut milk separated from the liquid. Don't worry about that. It's all going to mix together in the end. And now, like I said, I'm making a double batch, so I'm using 2 cans, but for a single recipe, just 1 can will do. So I'm going to give that a really good stir. And I'm going to bring that to a boil, and I'm going to reduce it to a simmer. And I want to reduce that for around 10 to 15 minutes until it thickens up to the texture that I want. Now I've got a 1/4 cup of chopped cilantro. I'm going to throw the stems directly in here and cook them in, and I'm going to save a little bit of the cilantro for the top. Then I'm going to add in a tablespoon of low sodium soy sauce. If you want it to be gluten-free, all you have to do is just substitute tamari instead of soy sauce, and it will be totally gluten-free. Now you can see this has thickened up a lot, which is great. If you leave it overnight in the fridge, it's going to thicken up even more. So just something to keep in mind. This has reduced quite a bit. It has thickened up. So now that it's pretty much done cooking, I'm going to add in my spinach. So easy to add greens in. I'm going to add 2 to 3 large handfuls of spinach. I chopped them. You don't have to if you don't feel like it. This is a very minimal chopping recipe. It's a very easy recipe, but it does not disappoint. There is so much flavor. It is so good. You can serve it with naan. You can serve it with rice. You can serve it with roti. You can serve it with couscous. I mean, the options are pretty much endless. You can just have it by itself. It would be so good with like a nice crusty sourdough bread. I mean, you just can't go wrong with this. Goes with everything. Any grain you can think of. Now, Finishing touches, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast, or you can add grated parm in there. And then we're going to add a little bit of lemon juice to finish it off. And that's it. I didn't have fresh squeezed lemon juice to add on. That would be even better. All I had was the bottle, so I just added that. But a little squeeze of fresh lime juice on top of this. Oh my goodness, so good. Oh, and seasoned with salt and pepper, of course. Now this time around, I served it with some basmati rice, which was so good. But honestly, with garlic naan, it's even more delicious. And I had some pickled red onions just sitting around in the fridge, and those tasted so good on here as well. So if you want to see more recipes like this one, like these creamy miso chickpeas, one pot, vegan, plant-based recipes, let me know in the comments below. If you love this video, make sure you also hit that like and subscribe button to see more videos like this one.